Okay, so let's do a little bit of troubleshooting for audio. So the first thing that we have on our list is if we do not see a signal, this is what we want to start, things we want to start looking at. And first off, first thing we need to look at is the sound being sent from the soundboard. So I'm looking here, I'm going to look on this one here, and I see there's nothing coming up in the audio soundboard. And I also don't see anything coming up here in the interface. So my first thing would be, hey, George, I'm not getting anything. And again, you have to realize maybe something's not going on, but they also may have it muted. So I am actually connected with the soundboard now, and I just unmuted it. So now I am getting a signal. So let's say that's one scenario where you're not getting the signal and you just need George to send that signal up to you. Let's say, however, you are looking at the scenario now where I see it. George says he's sending me a signal. I see it on the interface. I can see the signal here coming through the interface, but I do not see it here in my audio soundboard. So now where do I look to see if there's where the problem is? Well, I actually then at this point would say, okay, go back to the beginning, go back to your basics, which is, did somebody play with this scene? Has somebody changed the actual input for that input? So let's go and open up the settings. So I'm going to go over here to uh, vMix. I'm going to go to number 22, which is the audio soundboard input. I'm going to bring up the settings, and I'm looking here and it says audio line. That's not right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to sound, and now I know that the input is supposed to be our interface, which is our Steinberg UR22C. So that's the interface we want to choose. And when I choose OK, hey, there's my signal. So that's one potential challenge that you have, or place that you can check any of your audio inputs. Make sure that you have them selected on the correct place and somebody else hasn't played with it within the time in which you were there before to now. The other key part of this is, let's say, for example, I go and I turn the audio off on the soundboard. You see, also don't have anything going to the output. When I turn that audio back on, I have something going to the output. Off, it's not going to the output, which means it's not going to be recorded. So that's the other thing we need to make it sure is I can see it. If I was looking at the other monitor, I can see the audio soundboard is muted, and as soon as I unmute that, I then have the sound. So there's all kinds of things that could have happened between the last time you've used this and this time, and somebody had made a change and actually saved it to our preset, which we hope they don't do. But things are normally set, and this should solve most of your problems. In the event that you run into other problems, um, now's when you're going to end up checking some of the audio issues associated with Windows. I would suggest rebooting the computer first, because technically the sound comes into the interface and vMix picks it up directly from the interface, and unless you have a physical problem, it should be working fine. So it would be really a drastic situation if stuff is coming into the interface, vMix is pointed at the right place, which is the audio interface. You can see the signal in the interface, you can't see it on there. You should be able to. And now you're at a situation where there could be a problem with the computer, and a simple software fix may not do it. So now you're digging at a different level, and I guess I just don't have a scenario where I could make that happen for you, where beyond having the change in the names would make that work.